10 Forgotten Department Stores That Defined American Shopping. There was a time when going shopping wasn't just about buying things. It was a Saturday outing, a family tradition. You'd walk through those big glass doors and suddenly be in another world. Bright lights, shiny counters, the smell of popcorn drifting from the snack bar. These stores were part of our lives. Some are gone now, but the memories stay with us. Let's take a walk down memory lane and look back at 10 department stores that once shaped the way America shopped. 1. Woolworths, the 5 and dime. Everybody knew Woolworths. You could buy a toy, a pair of socks, and still have enough left over for a grilled cheese at the lunch counter. Kids loved the candy bins, parents loved the prices. It was simple, friendly, and always busy. When the big box stores moved in, Woolworths couldn't keep up. By the 90s it was gone, but that smell of burgers on the grill? Folks never forgot it. 2. Montgomery Ward, the wish book. If you grew up flipping through catalogs, you remember Montgomery Ward. Families circled toys at Christmas, dreamed over furniture sets, even ordered farm tools from those pages. When the stores opened, it felt like the catalog had come to life. But competition was fierce, and by the early 2000s, Ward's was history. Still, a lot of people remember those thick books like they were treasure maps. 3. Gimbels, Macy's rival. In New York, Gimbels was right there beside Macy's, fighting for shoppers' attention. The holiday parades, the window displays, it all felt magical. It wasn't a fancy store, it was for everyday folks. But by the 80s, things had changed and Gimbels closed its doors. Today, it mostly lives on in Miracle on 34th Street, but for those who walked its aisles, it was much more than a movie set. 4. Ames, the small town stop. In smaller towns, Ames was the place. Wide aisles, racks of school clothes, shelves stacked with toys, it felt like everything was there. Parents shopped, kids wandered. But debt piled up and Walmart came storming in. By 2002, Ames was gone. For many towns, it left behind an empty building and a hole in the community. 5. Mervyn's, the California favorite. On the West Coast, Mervyn's was just part of life. You'd go there for back-to-school shopping or maybe a new jacket before the cold set in. The prices were fair, the stores were easy to shop, and you always bumped into someone you knew. But bigger chains pushed in, and Mervyn's faded away by 2009. Even so, a lot of folks still smile when they hear the name. 6. The Bon Ton, the local choice. The Bon Ton wasn't everywhere, but where it was, people felt attached to it. It was the kind of store you trusted for holiday shopping, for special occasions, or just a new coat in the fall. The red and white sign was a familiar friend in many towns. In 2018, it finally closed down, another casualty of online shopping. For a lot of small communities, it felt like losing a neighbor. 7. Hills, the toy store in disguise. Ask anyone who grew up near a Hills and they'll tell you the same thing. It was all about the toy aisles. Parents might have gone for clothes or housewares, but kids knew where the fun was. The ad said, "Hills is where the toys are," and they were right. When Ames bought them out, the Hills name vanished. But for the kids who grew up there, it was magical. Corvettes, ahead of its time. Corvettes felt new, even futuristic when it opened. You could get a record player, a new suit, and a set of dishes in one trip, and for a good price. For families just making ends meet, that meant a lot. But the company struggled to stay organized, and by 1980, Corvettes was gone. Those who shopped there still talk about it with a little sparkle in their eyes. 9. Grant's, the Main Street store. Grant's sat at the heart of a lot of downtowns. You'd stop in for school clothes or maybe sit at the counter for a quick sandwich. It wasn't flashy, but it was dependable. When malls took over, Grant's tried to grow too fast and ended up collapsing. By 1976, the stores were gone. For many towns, losing Grant's meant losing a piece of Main Street itself. 10. Hudson's, Detroit's pride. Hudson's was more than a store, it was a landmark. The downtown Detroit building stretched up into the sky, and at Christmas, those window displays stopped kids in their tracks. Families made whole days of the trip. But as people moved to the suburbs, Hudson's downtown store lost its shine. It closed in 1983 and later the building came down. For Detroit, it felt like saying goodbye to an old friend. These stores may be gone, but they weren't just about shopping. They were about community, tradition, and little moments we carry with us. Which one do you remember best? Share your memories in the comments. And if you'd like more trips back in time, make sure to like and subscribe.